Just wingdinged it.
Yo, hold on, guys. I do have a topic.
Oh?
We'll write it down and hold that thought.
Is it Unga like all caps or just capital
Look
U?
at my stream.
Your stream just popped up. Unga Bunga
Yep.
Booga. UngaCast. Okay, so Unga. Then we're gonna back this down.
Also,
UngaCast.
Zeke, don't worry, it's on peaceful, so we don't
Okay.
immediately need beds or anything.
As you can see, Devin, from my stream, you have not loaded in as your skin yet, which is
I just labeled mine UngaCast with the guys.
yeah.
Okay, my video's live now. We.
I don't really
So-
have an official intro. I normally just kind of talk, but since there's three of us here, I don't really care,
Helloing
to be
everybody,
honest.
welcome to the UngaCast. This is the
Hello,
third,
everybody. My name is Unga Bunga Booga.
This is the third cast for Devin and Zeke here. I just now
Jeff
got a part of this.
is featuring. He's
I'm
here.
featuring, bro.
Jeff is, guest.
We were gonna do
I'm
it
an
last
extra.
week. We were gonna have the UngaCast last week, and then we didn't because me and Devin's sleep schedules just didn't line up at all.
That's
So
because you and Devin fucking stay up till like 7 in the
That-
goddamn morning.
Well,
Yeah.
also,
You fucking
Zeke, it also
retard.
came down to the fact that you didn't have any topics.
Yeah, no, I literally had
You had
nothing.
nothing to talk about.
So I just told
How
Devin to
dare
keep
you.
his, and then we'll.
Sheepishly.
I do have a topic to start off on, and I think you guys will like it.
Okay.
If y'all don't care, I would normally start off with somebody else's, but this one's just too good. So
Okay, go right ahead.
there's this TikToker, all right.
Oh God!
The name
Already off
is
to a fantastic fucking start. Yeah,
their name
TikToks, let's
is
go.
their name is Momlennial, and
I like it
I
already.
just have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Is ancient Rome real? Did it exist?
When you ask this,
Uh-huh.
are you asking us like if the stories of ancient Rome,
Are you talking about like
the myths of
ancient
Rome are
Rome
real?
itself?
I'm
Or
asking
the actual
you.
like destination ancient Rome
Let me
real?
let me clarify this. So, did the Roman Empire actually exist? Was there a Roman Empire?
I would like to say yes.
I would, yeah, most definitely like to say yes on that
Because
one.
according to this TikToker, it was not real. And not only was it not real, but it was just entirely made up by the Spanish Inquisition.
oh my fucking God, you're kidding me.
The Colosseum, the aqueducts, and everything
So-
else that they
Yeah,
built,
you know
all
that
the
shit,
Spanish
that shit was
Inquisition.
made up.
So what evidence does this person bring to the table?
So, it's not very good
What evidence
evidence.
do they have to prove such a powerful statement?
As with most bonkers conspiracy theories, their evidence is you can't prove that it was real, therefore it wasn't. So they start off their
Shit, man,
argument by saying there's not a single primary document from Rome, not a single Roman document.
Oh my God.
I wonder why.
That is, I mean, that's just false. They're everywhere. Just have to look. Just go to Athens sometime.
Yeah, because we
you know,
definitely
they're
don't
there.
know about Julius Caesar, dudes.
No primary sources from Rome, according to her. Which brings me to another point. She said that here's a really strong point, one of her stronger arguments. So when it comes to language, the Romans spoke Latin, right?
Okay. That's a fair thing to say.
Her argument is that in ancient Greece, they spoke Greek.
Why, yes.
In all of these ancient empires, right? You go to China, they didn't speak Chinese, they spoke Mandarin, but they spoke Chinese Mandarin, right? So like still kind of their own thing. Like in Japan, they spoke Japanese. Like they all had their own specific languages, right? The Aztecs probably spoke Azteca or something. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Aztecies.
But sure,
Sure.
some weird variant of Spanish, probably.
Yeah,
But
fair.
But her argument was, why didn't the Romans speak Roman?
I mean, that's...
If they spoke Latin, you know who also spoke Latin? The Spaniards. Therefore, Rome was just a figment of the Spanish Inquisition's imagination. She actually says that. It's just a figment of their imagination.
How bold.
What a bold choice.
And her reasoning for why the Spanish would want to do this, because you might say, well, why would the Spanish do that? Right? That's fucking dumb. Why would they just go and create another empire for people to look at? Her reasoning was they wanted to make Christianity look good.
Oh my
So let me get this straight.
You're
The
telling me
Spanish went and took over a giant chunk of the world, or the known world at the time, basically all of it. They went and took it over and made a polytheistic empire to make Christianity look good.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know,
the more I think about it, the more I just realize this woman's a fucking retard.
like,
Either that or she's trolling, but she seems to take it really seriously.
Honestly.
But she's like, I think she's got a degree in classicism. Like she's studied on this stuff.
Well, then
She's done her homework.
Like she should know what she's talking about.
Wrong.
And whenever people argue with her, it's the typical, you know, if a man argues with her, he's a sexist or he's a white supremacist or whatever. It's all those types of arguments.
Oh my god. So basically, she's just being a stupid bitch. Saying, oh yeah, you have your opinion is wrong because you're a man and you are fighting with me because you are fucking sexist.
Yes.
God, dude.
I look at it and part of me goes, well, maybe she's trolling. But if that's the case, there are people that believe her. Like, there's a lot of people, and they look at her arguments and they say, wow, these are good arguments. Because they don't know anything.
Wow, someone who finally agrees with me.
And they do that appeal to authority where they're like, well, she has degrees. She knows what she's talking about. I don't have a degree, therefore I should listen to her. Like,
just because I did my homework doesn't mean I got every answer correct.
Right.
Okay, so is that the end of this topic, or is there still more?
I mean, if y'all have anything to add, but yeah, I just... That topic was more of just a broad, like...
I see it. I mean, I see it. I don't know what to think on that.
I just wanted to start the podcast with a laugh.
I think this woman is just special ed. Okay, so the topic I have is, me and Zeke were talking about it yesterday because Zeke brought it to my attention. This preacher in a certain church now is under the impression that Jesus is transgender.
More specifically, that he transgendered himself.
Yeah, that's the more important part, is he transgendered himself.
So, Devin, what's your first thought on that?
Yeah, so what's your thought on that, Devin?
My first question would be, how did we come to this conclusion?
How did he turn transgender into a verb? That's my question.
The real question. The real question. How did he turn transgender into a verb? Well, the excuse the dude gave was Jesus basically, Zeke, you know better on it. What did he say?
So
something
basically,
about the Jews.
Like, so the gender normative roles of like, you have the man being like the hunter and the provider, and then you have the woman being like the, you know, gathering everybody up and like bringing them together
mother
kind of thing.
Style.
Yeah. He does bring up the mother hen. So because Jesus was like gathering the Jews and corralling them similar to the way a mother hen would, He was
That means
he was
transgender.
straying away from the gender normative rules of a society, and that therefore made him transgender.
That what?
Yeah, Devin heard my. I'm not religious by any means, but I was
I
like, wait,
I'm
what the
going
fuck?
completely off of memory with this because I'll be honest, I don't know what the fuck that means. Like the this should be like anti what transgenders are for, right? Because the whole idea of like transgenderism is you have like these gender roles don't mean anything and they're all social constructs and people can be whatever they want to be. But this guy's argument is based on the fact that there are gender roles and that men and women are different and that Jesus acted more like a woman, therefore he was transgender.
Yeah,
So this is
exactly.
like the opposite of what he should be trying to go for, right?
I mean, hey, we can
Or am
all
I
claim that
confused?
I
all
mean,
preachers are most
I'm
preachers
not
are
the guy
apparently
who I'm
stupid.
not the expert on this kind of stuff, but I will say it just leaves me rather confused as to like
Hmm.
the way he
It leaves
got
me
to this
like hella
conclusion.
confused because I'm just over here thinking, I'm just like, why does it gotta be apparently 2020 for
Hmm.
somebody's fucking retarded ass to fucking bring that shit out? It's
Yeah.
like, okay, so the whole time I've been alive, no one has said, oh, some people might have said, oh yeah, hey, Jesus was actually a
Jesus
woman or
was the
Jesus was
bread.
a man. But
Right.
they've never been like, no one has ever been dumb enough to say, oh yeah, I think Jesus was transgender.
I mean, this kind of stuff happens in societies when you start, um, you stop having to worry about your survival and you flourish to a point that surviving isn't your main goal, right? Like
Dude had too much time on his hands.
humans are designed through evolution to have something to occupy their mind that they have to focus on, right? And so at a certain point when you don't have to worry about that tiger coming over and eating your kids, you have to have something else to worry about, and people just start worrying about shit that doesn't matter, right? Not that philosophy doesn't matter, but like it it doesn't matter to the extent that keeping your children alive does, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So they start becoming like introspective and they start trying to be philosophers, and most people just aren't capable of
Now,
deep thought.
I have actually, there's this guy I watch on YouTube. He does
Hmm.
YouTube shorts and all that. He actually brought something to my attention. So, it has been confirmed,
Hmm.
apparently, by one of the US's like an ex top ranking intelligence official, that aliens have made contact, and what
Hmm.
they have basically said is they will not show themselves until we have basically stopped being complete morons and destroying the earth. Basically what they are saying is that, hey, we are here to help you, but we cannot help you if you do not want to help yourselves. And I was
Hmm.
wondering what your guys' thoughts on that were, because what
When do
got
they
this
start
all.
telling us to sacrifice babies? That normally happens.
That's fucked. That's
That
fucked up.
that normally happens.
Well,
That's I've heard this one
um,
before.
well, there was also there was audios from, I forget. I think it was one of the moons of Jupiter, but
Hmm.
it sounded like electronic beeping, and it wasn't like regular beeping. It was
Hmm.
actually in a pattern, like,
Right.
you know what I mean. That's why I brought this topic up, because I personally find it interesting, and I wanted your guys' opinion on it, because, like I said, they basically said, oh, hey, they are basically wanting us to fucking be like, oh, hey, we need to stop destroying the Earth and all that shit.
I mean, I'm gonna go full blown Alex Jones here
Go right ahead. That's the point.
because
It's a fucking
because I
podcast.
feel like this is my genuine thought though. I feel like if we've encountered aliens, which I feel like we probably have, I don't think they're extraterrestrial. I think they're interdimensional.
Elaborate on that. What do you mean interdimensional? Like, are we talking interstellar here? Why did I go all fucking like list
not
interstellar?
necessarily. That would be extra dimensional, like fourth dimensional beings and stuff.
Oh yeah,
I'm not
that's
saying
true.
that, but like,
You're talking
it.
fucking wormhole shit,
I
basically.
think that what would be more likely is that rather than coming from another star and looking at this random blue dot in the sky and saying, I'm going to go interact with that planet, like, if they get to a certain level of technological advancement, I don't know that they would really be interested in us.
I mean, yeah,
They
because we're
might
not.
be, but
Well, I mean, the only thing I think, not to interrupt you, Zeke, but like going off that opinion, like they wouldn't be too interested in us. You have to think about it. With our history, we've apparently evolved from monkeys, and we have come this far to where we created cars, wheels, cell phones, internet, all that shit. So I mean, I
I don't
would
think
think that.
the technology would be interesting to them. What may be interesting to them is the psychology of humans because we're fucking stupid. Like,
I
we
mean, we are pretty
the
fucking
most
stupid.
interesting thing to me, if I'm an alien looking at Earth, is that you have this one species that's dominating the whole planet, basically, at least on land.
And they are dumber than some of the animals.
They can choose to blow up the entire Earth several times over at any given moment they want to, right? But they choose not to. I think that's probably the most interesting thing, but
Yeah, they're like,
I just don't find space is big. I don't find
it
the
is very
chances
big.
of us encountering like extraterrestrial alien
Intercountering.
life. Words are hard. I don't think the chances of us encountering like extraterrestrial alien life is that high, just because of the vastness of space.
Yeah, space is
But
fucking.
if they came in interdimensionally, like if when people take like psychedelic drugs, right? Gonna get real deep into the rabbit hole here.
Okay,
So
so we're talking about psychos.
like when you take
But I understand
psychoactive
hypothetical.
drugs or psychedelics that are like hallucinogens, there's this idea that some people have, including some scientists, that it kind of lifts the veil and that you can see further dimensions than what your brain can perceive. That basically our brain is, rather than trying to take in all of the information that it can, that it's actually blocking out some of the noise, right?
Yeah.
So like kids, sometimes you'll see them just like off in their own little world and they're like talking to people that aren't there and that kind of stuff. The idea is that as you get older, your brain realizes that this stuff isn't integral to my survival, and so it just starts blocking out some of that stuff. And so when you take these drugs, you can like interact with stuff that's always there, and it maybe not interdimensional would be the way to describe it, but it's stuff that's always there that we're just not seeing because our brain is blocking it out. And then you kind of lift those blockings
You
in the
lift the
neural
veil,
pathways
like,
that you,
between
yeah,
realities.
right. And so you interact with them that way. I think that would probably be more likely. And the only reason I say that is because if you look through history, take like the Mayans, right? Like the Mayans were really big into taking all sorts of drugs and ayahuasca and whatever they were doing, real big into DMT, shit like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were always talking about how they would drink these things or inject these things, and then these creatures would come to them, like the clockwork elves.
Well,
They
I
would
mean, it's
come to
kind of
them and
like,
they would like give them technology, or even the Nazis in more recent history. They would do these things with drugs and they'd do these big ceremonies, and then they would give them technology. And so, what if they're not lying and they weren't just imagining it, right? Because the Nazis did
yeah.
have really far advanced technology that was like far greater than anybody else at the time. So, like, if we lend some credence to it and we say, okay, they are actually interacting with something, what would they be interacting with? It would be
Yeah,
some
that's
type of
a.
interdimensional alien that's giving them that technology, and then eventually wants them to sacrifice kids.
Well, I mean, you also got to think too. Also, something I recently just found out yesterday. I'm part Cherokee, not like much to be, part of the tribe, but I am a bit part Cherokee.
Hmm.
Yeah. But you know, thinking of them, you know, they have all these animal gods, you know, animals we think are made up, like you know, the Thunderbird, all these like animals in our opinions that make no sense. But you know, it's kind of like that. I get where you're coming from, where you say, you know, people kind of just zone out from reality with the psychedelics and all that, because you know, and all that. So the Indians, I think there's some truth to theirs, because you know, every tribe, from what I've heard, has that belief, has, you know, the belief of those animals.
And they
So
also, majority of them, I guess depending on where they're at, will have some type of like eating psychedelic mushrooms or something like that,
yeah,
where it's a big part of their, or like smoking pipes to for like
yeah,
peace offerings and stuff, and then they'll have these visions and that kind of stuff. That's a common thing too.
exactly. You know, but you know, it's the fact. It's not even that fact. It's the fact that you can ask any Native American tribe about a certain thing that you hear from one tribe, and that other tribe could have the same or even almost exact story. It doesn't
Hmm.
even need to be like exact, like 100%. It could just be the fact that like, oh hey, yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, there's definitely stuff through ancient history that there's definitely been parts of civilization that are lost that you go like, this tribe on this side of the world has this story, and then this other tribe on the complete opposite end of the world has the same story. How
yeah,
though? Did they just come up
exactly.
with this individually and it's just coincidence, or was there some type of connection between them that?
Well, because you know, like I was saying, Indians are on the more spiritual side.
Mhm.
You know, they are like higher in a spiritual plane than everyone else, because they don't have the attachments that we do. They are cut off from those attachments unless
Mhm.
it is beneficial of the tribe.
Mhm.
You know, they have different schooling from us and all
Mhm.
that. But that's like you know, going back to that whole Lost City bull, people actually think that the lost city of Atlantis is somewhere in the bottom of the Mariana Trench, which I don't know how to feel about that one, because you know, that seems like something out of a fucking DC movie at this point.
I think it's in the eye of the Sahara, but yeah,
It's in the where?
the eye of the Sahara. There's a YouTube channel called Bright Insight. Uh, Jimmy, I don't remember his fucking last name. He was on the Joe Rogan Experience a few months ago. Uh,
Joe Rogan.
yeah, but the channel's called Bright Insight. He has a lot of great videos about like ancient Egypt and stuff like that, and just things that are like missing from our like current understanding of the timelines of ancient history. Um, he has some videos on Atlantis and like the Eye of the Sahara, and because the Sahara used to be like
Ocean, yeah,
tropical,
big ass.
or it used to be underwater, and then more recently than that, it was like tropical and all this stuff. And yeah, there's some interesting stuff about the CIA going over to the Eye of the Sahara and it being like a magnetic anomaly and them studying it for that. And
I've heard about that too, you know, and it just makes me think. It's like, what in the desert can cause that?
yeah,
I know there's a bunch of stuff, but like off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything like
I mean, just geothermal
major.
activity probably, but because the Earth is weird.
Yeah.
Devin, you got a topic you want to share there, bud?
So I do, but mine's more nerdy and geeky. It's more about like media stuff.
I'm
Dude,
Uh,
we are
I think
nerds.
I'm
Just share the
basically
damn thing.
done with the last one. So yeah, I was gonna ask
That's
if
what
you
we were
wanted to as
talking.
well.
We've been talking about nerd shit.
but the topic I wanted to bring up. So I saw a couple weeks back. I saw some kind of like article mentioning that like video games in the future are going to start including like NFTs as a form of like microtransaction in them.
Mm-hmm.
And so the topic I wanted to bring up with you guys was the idea of like microtransactions and get your all's perspective on it.
Because I know this is from experience. I know when Star Wars Battlefront 2 first came out, they had a shit ton of microtransactions, which basically made it pay to win, and it completely botched the game. I'm saying that as I'm playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 right now, but basically, even after they got rid of all the microtransactions and even put new content into this game, they the first comment on the game when they posted the whole shit about new content on Twitter was "lol, dead game." And
Yeah,
basically, in my opinion, if you want a good game, you don't do microtransactions. It will completely botch the whole damn thing. And they learned that the hard way.
I
So
think
I am going to
you go ahead.
actually, well, I was going to say, I'm going to actually play devil's advocate here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that for some games, microtransactions are absolutely necessary to make the company thrive.
Mobile
And so I
games,
see them
particularly.
in certain situations as a complete necessity and something that should be in video games.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, in some games, yes. But, like, games that are big.
Like if it's a AAA title, it would be hard to argue for. But like if it's
Well, like I'm talking about like Rainbow Six Siege. Imagine if there were microtransactions in Rainbow Six Siege that made it pay to win. They had.
There kind of is with the
microtransactions
operators, but yeah.
Well, yeah, with the operators, but it's not like you don't have to pay.
You can, and you
real
can also
money.
grind for them really quickly to get them. It's not
Yeah,
a long.
I mean, all it is simple 24.
microtransactions aren't specifically just pay to win stuff. It can be things like
You can be buying
cosmetics as well.
skins and
Yeah, look at Fortnite on that one.
or like Valorant.
So,
Valorant
like,
does their Valorant and CS:GO both do their microtransactions pretty well, I think.
I mean, do not get me wrong, but like
Other than the fact they're gambling, but that's a different
You know
topic on
what
whether
is so
kids should be
funny?
gambling or not. Yeah.
I remember this from when I first heard about Rainbow Six Siege and I started playing it. People actually said that game was gonna blow and it would never amount to anything. Well, here it is now. They've had over, God, how many 10 million players worldwide have completely
At one point during the early stages of the pandemic, it was like number 3 on the Steam charts.
I mean, yes.
For players, like right behind CS:GO and GTA 5.
Most people were saying it's gonna blow, but look, here it is. How many years has it been since that game came out, Zeke?
We're at the end of year 6.
Yeah, 6 years, and that game is still one of the most popular games.
I think it's technically been out 7 years. I think it came out in 2015, but yeah, something like that.
But yeah, like as I was saying though, like I see microtransactions as something like, for me, I would see microtransactions as more like a crutch for smaller like game companies. Like mostly like indie games, I can very easily see them using microtransactions as a way of getting like excess income to continue making products.
Yeah,
More of a way of just like supporting this brand if you like the content, and there's things you can buy that are just little things, but you can.
I mean, I can see it like that.
Even like mobile games, like as cancer as mobile games are, I 100% understand the need for microtransactions in them.
Yeah, because they don't get as much money for people who play it. They get the money for people buying stuff that they want.
And most of them are free. That's more of just a free to pay games or not, or free to play games are not free for the developer to make and like keep on servers. So there has to be some way for them to make money.
Yeah, because well, like a game I play on my other phone it's a free to play game. It's called Dragon Ball Legends. You know, they add in new characters, new things every update, and you know they have a fucking 11-part story still going, but you know they don't get, it's free to play. They don't get money for it. But what they get the money for is they actually put it, I mean, it's not big amount, but say you want 1,000 chrono crystals to summon a sparking character. Like, there's a character you desperately want, and it's a sparking character. You don't have enough to do it. I mean, all you simply do is it's like I think $7 just to buy 1,000 things. And that's it. It's not anything like, oh, well, they botched this, it's terrible. Oh my god. This shit is bad. It's simple, just, like, games like that. Free-to-play games, that need a little help on it. Those aren't bad. But, people over here just saying, oh, well, this game is supposed to be non-paid. It's like, I don't care if it's supposed to be non-paid, guys. Like, seriously, you guys are over here bitching about a free-play game. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. Enjoy it,
Yeah.
People put their heart and souls into games, and just to have you talk shit about it because of the fact that there's a small, tiny little microtransaction, just shut your fucking mouth.
I think the first priority should be making a good game, and then the microtransactions can come after.
And I mean, most companies,
like with Fortnite, which I don't like Fortnite, but there are obviously a
Fortnite
ton of people that do. So like their first idea was make a battle royale that's like different because of the building, and then after that, like you have this idea for the game, and you have the thing that you're going for that's gonna be fun for people, and then you make the microtransactions
There's one company
after.
we can all agree on that just needs to stop with the microtransactions. Fucking
EA.
the company that created Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, Activision.
Activision's
haven't they been having a lot of trouble with stuff?
No, it's I think it's Microsoft keeps buying everyone.
Oh yeah, Microsoft bought Activision. Yeah.
It's basically
was it like $70 billion or something?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, guys, I get you, like, you want the money and shit, but come on, you're gonna sell out to fucking Microsoft on that shit?
Yes.
It's like, you don't need... Yeah. You guys are all good creators in your own right, but you're gonna sell out?
Like,
that's
I'm a full-blooded capitalist. I completely buy into making money.
That's a good business move.
But yeah, I think first and foremost you should try to make something good. I think that should be the first priority. One, because if it's good, people will keep paying for it, and you'll make more money.
And you
but
still
also
keep earning money, but like,
yeah.
If it's not good, you're just gonna wait. You're gonna be bought out, and then they're gonna fucking change the game.
Yeah.
Okay, that right there. Talking about that, I don't like it when a company buys out another company and decide to completely change the game. Like, it's created to have this certain purpose, and then they're just like, oh yeah, now we're gonna do it like this because I want it like this. We own you. You can't say shit.
You mentioned that, Jeff, but just for the context of the stream, can you give any examples of when companies have done this?
Not off the top of my head. Like, I know it has been bound to happen, but it's just like you know what you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying, but like at the same time, it helps to have like an example to kind of give context to what you mean.
Yeah.
God, I'm trying to think of one. But
what was it that you were saying again? I might be able to think of a.
Where companies have been bought out by another company, and that company decides to change the game completely from what it was.
It happened with.
I know
it happened with Bungie with Destiny 2.
Yeah,
but
that.
Like the early stages of Destiny 2, I know that was definitely a lot different than what they had in mind.
Yeah.
There's also maybe not a bigger problem, but I think that happens more with music than it does with games. Like that's a really big problem in the music industry of record labels, like completely changing the art. But
you remember the Eminem track that fucking Eminem dissed Michael Jackson and all that?
No.
I think it was fucking can't remember. I think it was like back with a brand new rep, but I don't mean rep is in a new case of child molestation accusation and all that shit.
Sure. Sounds like Eminem.
But
I've probably heard it. It's just not ringing a bell.
I think it's my name is what. But
yeah, maybe.
it actually was at first, Michael Jackson tried to sue Eminem about it, but then eventually he just bought the he bought the rights to Eminem.
Oof.
And I'm just like, damn. You got bought by Michael fucking Jackson. How does that fucking feel? I mean, that's one way to stop fucking getting dissed. Just buy out the fucker.
I mean, if someone wants to pay me to stop talking shit about them, then sure, fuck it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's no skin off my back. Fuck it.
Okay, so what's the next topic we got here, guys?
Do you have another one, Devin? Or
So I had an idea for another topic, which was the idea of like, I recently looked back and saw some of like, saw like a few videos of older cartoons I used to watch, like Ed, Edd n Eddy, Regular Show, Camp Lazlo, stuff like that.
Day.
And so,
God one double day.
the idea that I had in the back of my head was, are there any like old school cartoons that I could see being able to make it as like a live action adaptation or being made as like a new rebooted version that would sell well to like a current demographic?
Johnny Bravo.
Hell, am I?
Oh, what was that, Zeke?
Johnny Bravo.
Fucking Jesus, I knew you were gonna say it too. I knew you were gonna fucking say Johnny fucking Bravo.
There's nothing too absurd in the show, so I don't think that would be this
No, honestly,
wild.
it should. Johnny Bravo.
It wouldn't be because with a lot of shows, especially cartoons, there's things that'll happen that just wouldn't translate to live action because it would have to be CGI'd or whatever, and it would just be weird.
One I could see.
But,
go ahead.
You guys might find this stupid, but one I can actually see is Danny Phantom.
No, I can see it being brought back.
I mean, because honestly, you got to think about it. That is actually like that shit. If it was made into a live action movie, would probably end up really good because that is something that somebody would just make up now. Is hey, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I will say though, if it did get made into a live action, I could very easily see it being more stylized as like a Percy Jackson film.
Yeah, I could see that too. Which I mean,
it would be very much Percy Jackson-esque.
Like no one actually take that the wrong way. Percy Jackson turned out great. There was its flaws,
very successful for its time.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I was just saying it was very successful for its time. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah, which I mean
at the
though.
Same time.
What's another one though? I could see Ed, Edd n Eddy maybe becoming a live action TV show, but not like.
I could see it maybe like doing a thing where like, kind of like what kind of like seeing like what they would look like as adults, and it'd be like an Impractical Jokers kind of skit.
Yes, that's what I was going.
Yeah, if you did it as not like a true to the source material, but like an adaptation of it when they're older, I could see that.
It'd just be a comedy, in all honesty.
Yeah.
When I was thinking Ed, Edd n Eddy, my first thought was fucking Ed eating an entire mattress, and I was like, I don't think that works in live action.
Oh
I just don't see it.
I can't see it either. God, what's another one though?
Unless it's some type of god awful like eldritch horror abomination.
It's like Forrest Gump.
In which case, great.
God, I'm trying to think of one, but I can't. I can't say Power Rangers. Power Rangers has already done it.
The Fairly Odd Parents?
It's not like Power Rangers was ever really like an animated
Fairly
series.
Odd Parents, believe it or not, Zeke, Fairly Odd Parents has actually done it already.
Done live action?
Yeah, they have a few.
They had
Drake Bell play as the.
Yeah, they had Drake Bell play it.
Wow, he actually looks like Timmy Turner.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like,
All right.
honestly, that seems about accurate.
Yeah.
So, like, we know
Huh.
Fairly Odd Parents
The
can
more you know.
fucking pass that shit off easily, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of one. I can't really think of one, man. I would say Jimmy Neutron, but I doubt that shit highly.
I mean, seeing what they did with Planet Sheen, I doubt they're ever going to want to return to Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I fucking hated Planet
Yeah, we
Sheen.
should just
Fuck
leave
that.
that be.
Just let
Yeah.
that die in a hole somewhere and never come back.
Yeah, fuck Planet Sheen, bro. I hated that shit. I mean, it was funny for a cartoon, but like, God, was it awful.
I feel like
So,
even watching it as
Jack
a
and the
kid,
Power.
I was like, well, this is kind of bad.
Wait, do you guys remember like Tack and the Power of Juju?
I do remember
Vaguely. I
that one,
think I had
actually.
a video game on GameCube of that.
Yeah, there was a video game of Tack and the Power of Juju, but
Yeah. I don't remember much
like,
about the show, but I remember the game.
I know the game was fucking fun. Well, we can't say.
It was like a kind of almost Ratchet and Clank style platformer,
Well, we
from
can't
what I
say
remember.
Mario anymore because there used to be an old time Mario cartoon, and well, they're making a realistic movie about it this year.
With, isn't it having like Chris Pratt play as Mario or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah, and Jack Black as Bowser.
Yep. It's gonna have Charlie Day
Who
is
was
in it
Donkey
too. I don't
Kong again?
remember who he is. Seth Rogen.
That's the one. I remember
Dude,
making
it's
jokes
gonna be
about that,
so
where it's just
bad.
like it's just gonna be Donkey Kong coming out and having that dumbass Seth Rogen laugh.
Wait, Seth Rogen, isn't that the guy who played Hulk in Marvel?
No,
No.
it's
Seth
the
Rogen
bearded
is
dude from The Interview. If you remember that movie.
I do not remember the interview. I don't think I've ever seen it.
he's always done a bunch of movies with James Franco. You ever seen
Oh,
Pineapple
okay,
Express?
that explains it.
Pineapple Express is like probably his best
Oh, okay,
movie.
yeah, now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh
He's been in a
God!
bunch
Wait,
of
is he
shit.
really playing Don? Oh my
Yeah.
God!
It's
They
gonna
are
be awful.
not.
They
That is
are.
gonna be such shit,
Let me
dude.
just let me just play his laugh real quick, and then I'll find a clip of his laugh, and I'll just tell me if you envision Donkey Kong when you hear this. Y'all can go ahead and talk while I find it.
Let's see.
I could see Jack Black pulling off a fantastic Donkey Kong. Hell, even Bowser, he would pull off a good Bowser, which he is playing Bowser. But I can't see them playing fucking Seth Rogen. Like, are you guys actually fucking high?
I mean, to be fair, I can't really see Chris Pratt being Mario either, but
Oh my God,
Do
no.
you hear Donkey Kong there?
No, I don't hear Donkey Kong. They want that to be Donkey Kong.
Yes. I
Oh
have made it
God.
to
I
the
see
top
nothing
of
wrong
this
with this.
mountain, and it is wild.
It is a mountain, yes.
The top of the land up here is at Y190.
Cool. I'm at negative 52 somewhere.
Oof.
Negative 52 somewhere.
I'm guessing, did you climb Mount Fist Pump or something?
Yeah.
Mount Fish Pump.
I'm currently climbing to the top of this tree at the top of it.
It's Mount Jerkoff.
There's a bigger tree.
I am so lost in this cave right now. I have no means of escape. Oh yeah, Jeff. I brought this up to the before we started the stream. I found out something pretty interesting about Minecraft nowadays.
What?
You can uh, you can actually store like potions inside of cauldrons now, and like put water inside of the potion-filled cauldrons to increase the amount of bottles of potion you can get out of it.
Oh.
So the top of this mountain is well above the clouds. And the top of this tree at the top of this mountain, you know what my Y is right now?
What is
Big.
your Y?
212.
Wow.
Wow.
I am
That's a
I am
lot of
pretty high up
damage.
here.
My dog keeps walking in between my legs. Dude, chill the fuck out, you son of a bitch.
No.
This is yep. Any other topics from either of you? I do have another one.
Go ahead.
I'm good for right
I
now.
exhausted pretty much my entire
I kind of
repertoire.
basically covered the two I would. Well, I got one. It's more theoretical at this point, though.
Okay.
Is it
So people are
just a
always like,
theory?
"Huh?
Is
How
it
long's this been going
just the
for?
theory?
I fucking hate you, Devin."
We're currently 45 minutes in, and I think this has been a good 45 minutes. It's been a
Yeah,
How long do
good
you guys
cast.
usually do the podcast for?
However long it
just
goes
until
for.
we run out of
Yeah,
topics, pretty much.
pretty much.
Well, okay. So this one, like I said, is more theoretical. This has been around since like a while. They thought it would happen in 2012, thought it would happen in 2020, 2021.
hmm
When do you personally think the world would end?
Judging by the current socio-political climate of the world, I give it about 5 years.
5 years.
I give it about 5 years. I'll be
Well, and then
generous
that.
and say I give it about 5 years until I see the outcome of some future elections, not just in America, but across the world. Things might swing back and we may go back to normal, but, well, what really is normal? So I'll hold off on my answer, but the way things are going now, you hear people talk about this slippery slope. I don't think we're on a slope. I think we're in free fall. I think we're just
Well,
waiting to
okay.
splat at the bottom.
Well, that brings
So,
me to another question here. How do you think it would happen? How do you think the world would end? Is it going to be like a super volcano, a zombie apocalypse?
no, I think, well, if you're talking about the end of the planet, I don't know. If you're talking about the end of, like, civilization, I think we're just
Society.
gonna kill ourselves off.
Okay. Well, because
Just
the reason I'm
nuclear war,
asking,
probably.
well, no, like, listen real quick. The reason I'm saying this or asking this question is because uh, they basically had found a worm that was frozen in ice for about 22,000 years.
hmm
And basically, this is a worm that could be like the progenitor for the zombie apocalypse. And well, they fucking unthawed it.
I'm guessing they found it in, like, Antarctica or something, or in, like, the tundra
They
somewhere.
found it in one of the Arctic
One of the
area.
ice caps, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically, this thing can survive the fucking vacuum of space.
hmm
And people have actually even began to ask, why the fuck would you bring that son of a
So
bitch
it's like,
back?
what are those things called?
It's kind of like the
Tardigrades?
progenitor to the zombie virus.
They
It
can,
basically can basically go inside a human and shut down their whole system and
hmm
basically kill them inside out. And
and then, like, reanimate
it's
them.
basically a parasite. So basically, it can control your body after you die.
Right. There is, there is things like that in, like, I think it's ants. I think it's zombie ants. That, like,
Yeah,
they'll
it's
die
there's
and then
a
this
type of
parasite
ant
gets
that
inside
can
them
do
and
that.
reanimates them. Yeah.
Well, there's a parasite that also is found within some deer. It basically turns deer from the calm, easily scared creatures into basically, you mess with me, I'm gonna rip your fucking face off like a chimpanzee.
Hmm.
I mean, fair enough, I guess. Fuck it.
What if this parasite doesn't kill us, but it makes us kill ourselves? And then we live in M. Night
Um,
Shyamalan's The Happening.
well, that's another
Oh
thing.
my god.
That's another thing. If it doesn't shut down your body, it also what they have said, it basically increases the urges of suicide.
hmm That's
Which
I
weird
I
physically don't
don't.
for,
want to do that.
yeah. it's weird that
It basically, what it does is it causes you so much pain that you basically want to give up.
right.
Because, like I said, it's a worm that goes inside your body, so you're over here having a nice dinner, and then all of a sudden you're fucking wanting to die.
I mean, people in like third world countries have worms living in them all the time, but yeah,
who the fuck
we
is
don't really
shooting
have
me?
that here, thankfully.
Yeah.
But like I was saying,
Yeah.
your honest opinion, guys. Devin, I
Uh,
haven't heard from you about your opinion. What is your opinion on the situation here? Like, what do you think? And
I mean, it's not. I mean, the way I see it, it's not the first time people have like looked at fucked up shit for like medical science and all that kind of shit. So I'm not really too concerned about it. But
Hmm.
at the same time, it is a little interesting to know that something like that
Yeah.
exists.
Just kind of
well,
keep it in the back of your mind kind of thing and see what happens.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, at this point, it's like, well, you can't do anything about it, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
I'll take a more kind of sciencey approach. Um, it's it's odd to me that at some point a parasite would have evolved to kill off its host, because that's not what they're designed to do, at least from an evolution standpoint. Like viruses, parasites, um, their idea is just prolonging their gene pool, just like any other species. They just want to survive. So the idea is over time you become more infectious and less deadly. Um,
Unless maybe it's like a decomposing type of like parasite where it like feeds off of things that are supposed
where
to
it
like
like
rot.
feeds off the dead, yeah.
Well,
There
like
could
I
be that, and I
said,
mean there's some differences between viruses and parasites, obviously, but
this thing basically can survive the vacuum of space.
like a tardigrade or something that just sucks up all its moisture and then
And
can.
it makes me wonder. Basically, it was sealed away for 20 fucking 2,000 years.
Mhm.
Even nature basically said, "Fuck this thing."
Yeah, 22,000 years is. I wonder what
I guess
made
also to be
it.
fair
If we
though,
haven't seen it anywhere else, unless it's just like evolved into something else that we haven't figured out yet. Um, like I wonder what made it die off the first time. Because like if
Well,
this is the only one that we've ever seen, that would be weird.
no, it's not the only one. It's an actual like whole slew of them because they're
Oh
worms.
right,
You
yeah.
know, they stick together. But from what I heard, basically they were just, I don't know, they were just trapped in ice for 22,000 years.
Hmm.
so I
Which
guess my
means,
immediate thing to kind of like alleviate a lot of the concern would be that like if it's been frozen away in ice for so long, the Earth has gone through so many changes with so many different life forms over the years that there's a
Hmm.
good chance that there would be far more organic competitors against this virus or
Right.
this
yeah,
parasite
it's basically
to make it
like,
less of a worry. It would probably die out from other like
yeah, I
predators
mean, I don't get me
Right.
wrong.
than anything
I'm
else.
not saying it going to happen or not, but I was just wanting some
Yeah.
opinions on it because I find that interesting. That basically it was so bad that they basically said, "Yeah, hey, fuck this shit."
Yeah. I think what's
Off Darth Vader,
fascinating is
I'm
humans have
joking.
this thing where we see like really old, and 22,000 years wouldn't be the dinosaurs, but I'm going to use them to make my example. Like,
Right, right.
people look at things and they say, well, if this pathogen could kill off the dinosaurs, imagine what it would do to humans. Probably not shit.
Which it probably
Like,
wouldn't
our
do
immune
shit
systems have
because
evolved. Well, humans nowadays are kind of weak little bitches because of technology. But if it would
yeah,
have came
fuck them
around like,
bitches.
500 years ago, our immune systems were pretty strong. You go back to the Middle Ages, people were literally living in shit.
Yeah,
Like, our immune systems are pretty strong. So, like, if you gave a dinosaur smallpox, what do you think would happen? It would, like,
it would
combust,
it would explode.
right? Like, you give us the only thing I guess maybe is like the pathogens in dinosaurs would be fucking massive and they would be like the size of house cats. Um,
I mean, they
so
would have
maybe
to
we
be
could look at them and be like, damn, you scary, but also that thing's not going to crawl inside your asshole if it's that big.
big.
So, You know, like I don't think it's. We have this weird thing where we go, things from the past had to have been just so much more dangerous and deadly, and it's like, well, I mean, there's a reason they're not alive and we are. You know.
Well, like I said, I'm not over here like, oh shit, the end of the world's coming. But I just found that interesting, the fact that a worm.
I mean, the end is nigh, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'll just be along for the ride.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be like, oh well, shit, we're gonna die soon.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna live my life the way I've been living it, with one finger up in the air, saying to fuck yourselves. I'm gonna fucking come here, bitch. Woo!
No, I'm good. Thank you, though.
Devin, I'll make you come here.
You're going to make him
Speaking
come?
of
You
which,
don't need
Devin,
to make me come anything. I'll do it by myself.
you know you want to. Zeke's telling. If Zeke
Can
told
I
you to come here,
watch?
you would come here.
Zeke will be there with Patrick recording the entire thing.
But no.
Pat will be recording. I like to get involved.
Another topic here.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think about them trying to bring back like prehistoric dinosaurs, like the Titan boa?
Oh yeah, like the real life Jurassic Park that's happening. Yeah.
Yeah. They're like, hey, yeah, I get some of them, like, woolly mammoth, I get, oh shit, I'm almost dead, huh? Fucking
Devin,
eat
what are
shit.
your thoughts? The people want to hear from you. By the people, I mean me.
I mean, it's certainly interesting, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Well, because like
I mean, as a kid, it would always be a cool thing to be like, oh, I want to see a dinosaur. But then as you get older, you're like, that would be fucking stupid.
Yeah.
no, as you get older, you're just realizing, oh shit, those motherfuckers could eat me like a fucking sandwich and still be hungry.
I think it's neat that technology and human knowledge has advanced so much that we can look at these species from tens of millions of years ago or hundreds of millions of years ago and go, I want to bring that back. And then we do it.
Well, like I said, they're trying to bring a
that's
fucking
wild.
Tyrannosaurus, saber-toothed tiger, a Mosasaurus. They're just trying to bring that shit back, and it's just like, why? What is wrong with you?
Maybe this would be the most interesting thing to aliens, because I said earlier, it's like we can kill ourselves over multiple times and still not be done, and aliens might look at that and be like, wow, that's neat. Why are they not killing themselves? But I think this might be more interesting to aliens of like, why are these people bringing back species that haven't existed for half the life of their planet? You know?
Exactly.
So
like
for me, I would see this as less of like the way I see this, right? Is
I
that
see it as
it can be
humanity
applied
being
as
another
less.
fucking dumbass.
No. Hear me out on this, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
less. I see this less as like an idea of preserving like endangered species and stuff like that, and more as like an experiment to see how it could be possible to do self-preservation.
I mean, I
Right.
get the
If there was
reason
ever
wanting.
a point where like we would reach a scenario where we could go extinct, is
Mm-hmm.
there a way we could self-preserve ourselves for the future?
Like if we can throw our like selves into space and then have something that can bring us back on like another alien planet or something if shit hit the fan.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see
We're
that.
getting into the
I
topic
see
of
this
like
as very much
Jason
a
X on this
self-preservation
bitch.
scenario.
That seems like the topic for like Jason X right there.
Well, Jason X was
Trash.
kinda, yeah. Or were they? No, yeah, they were scientists on Jason X. They were prisoners on something else.
They were scientists and also a bunch of horny fucking teenagers.
Yeah, why is it always? Why are scientists in movies always so fucking horny? Like, do you really think the top scientists in the world are gonna send people into space that are just fucking like rabbits? Like, no. Like, what happens if somebody gets pregnant? Well, now you're kind of.
Now you're out of
You
commission
can't
for the
do
foreseeable
anything.
future.
Yeah. I was gonna say you're useless, and I was like, that's harsh. You're just out of commission
Hey,
physically.
man, I'm pretty fucking useless.
And mentally, because hormonally you're gonna be really fucked up too. Like,
dude, holy shit.
For space abortion.
Well, that's like Grizzy. He used to have a babysitter who would watch him, and he just kept kicking her in the stomach while she was pregnant. And he's like, and they were like, did she keep coming back? She's like, nah, I think that was pretty much the last straw. He's like, well, good, because I was gonna say if she kept coming back, she must have wanted a free abortion.
Yeah, no, please don't kick me.
You know, all I gotta do is let him not watch Curious George. That's all.
Yes, exactly.
That is probably the sound that George makes. Yeah, when he is curious.
Okay,
The
now
world is really
hot
pretty
topic
from up
here.
We're going to
This
hot
is a
topic.
What's this about? Going to hot topic?
hot
We're getting
topic in
some
my opinion.
dildos.
Oh my
Is
god!
that really like a
Nah, I usually go to Adam and Eve for
porn
that.
store or something? Is that like Lion's Den?
Oh, it's not hot topic that has dildos, is it? It's the other one.
I was gonna say, I don't think there's a
Adam and
I
hot
Eve.
don't know. All the fucking emo girls used to go to one of the stores. It
Lion's
wasn't
Den?
hot topic. It was the other one. I don't know, man.
Either way, they do not have the Gucci flip flops, so it is fine.
Yeah. What was your hot topic? Your topic
I
that was
honestly
warm.
just forgot about it because we kept talking about porn stores. We got on the
I
topic of fucking porn stores now.
I have a topic that's it shouldn't be political, but it has been politicized, and do y'all want to get political?
No, because
We
my
Or
political
breaking the
opinions
semi-political?
don't
rule of the
fucking matter.
podcast, but I mean, fuck it.
I mean, it shouldn't be a political topic, but hmm, hmm. Maybe we'll talk about it off podcast.
Fair.
Bitch.
Yeah, we'll
I
talk
mean,
about
if
it
you
off
want, go
podcast.
ahead. It's a topic. We are doing the podcast here, so.
No, we'll
Well,
save it
we've
for.
got a
Well,
rule.
I actually do
We
have
have a rule
another
for
one
like.
that's a pretty short topic that is not political that we'll probably
All right.
not talk about for very long. But we haven't really talked about any particular topic for very long, to be
I don't
honest.
know. We thought we weren't gonna talk a lot long on most of these, and we have been.
That's fair. It's been a little over an hour so far. Yeah. So I do have one that's not political. So there was this story recently. There was a supermodel. I don't remember her name, but supermodel, right? Rather attractive woman.
Okay.
She was going to board an airplane, and she was told to put more clothes on
Okay.
For what?
because she was basically wearing a bra and like skin tight, like short leggings, and she had on like like those thin cloth shirts that women will wear when they get out of like the shower or something. Like, yeah, basically like a really thin, almost hoodie, but without a hood, like that,
Mhm.
like a shitty robe. She was basically half naked, and a
Okay.
woman. I don't remember what her job was at the airport, but basically was like, "Hey, put some clothes on if you're gonna get on the airplane." And I wanted to talk about what y'all's thoughts are on the way people dress in public, because it's a weird thing that there's like the two kind of extremes of you have kind of the Islamic belief, or I guess Hasidic Jews kind of share the belief of like you have to keep everything covered all the time, no skin ever. And then there's the other belief of just be nude all the time, just fuck it, you know. Uh, I think the answer lies somewhere in the middle, but I think we're all going to have slightly different answers. So, what do you,
No,
Devin? You
I
start,
would
or Jeff?
say
You go ahead and
somewhere
start.
in the. I'm in your kind of pool there, somewhere in the middle. You know, not like too
Mm-hmm.
naked, but not too covered. Like, say I want to go wear a fucking pair of fucking swim trunks because I just got done with the fucking beach, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to put my fucking shirt on. Well, fuck you. There's nothing wrong with that. I
Yeah.
just got done swimming. I'm wet. I don't want to be fucking. Don't want to have all my clothes wet.
Yeah.
But to like say like you just want to fucking wear it because you just want to wear it because you're fucking stupid. Like, I don't think it's what the fuck is going on here? What the holy shit?
You know what? I'm gonna play the devil's advocate here,
Mm-hmm.
and ironically turn to Christianity and say we should
Mm-hmm.
return to Adam and Eve and just be naked as fuck.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm the kind of guy that likes to sleep in the fucking naked, like nude.
If we as humans had been entirely naked the entire time, there wouldn't be a problem. The problem is we started covering ourselves.
Yeah.
And so now it's kind of hard to put
Now
the
it's
genie
become a
back in the
social norm
bottle,
to be like, if
you
you're
know?
not covering up parts of your body, it's
Yeah.
wrong and it's immoral.
Like, I'm
Well,
all
like
for social
that's
norms changing if they're going in a positive direction, but, like, women have this idea of, I'm saying specifically women, I guess men probably do too, but I think it affects women more. Like, a woman will wear really skimpy clothes and then say, I'm wearing these for myself, and then, you know, like, if you're basically naked and some hot guy comes up to you and tells you you look great, you're going to be flattered. But if some neckbeard basement dweller comes up and tells you you look hot, you're probably going to feel bad, right? So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's
you
basically
can get the good attention, but you're also going to get the unwanted attention. And when you get the unwanted attention, it's kind of hard to complain. But yeah, I think you should dress different for different occasions. Like, if you're at the beach, do whatever. I don't really care. But
I
if
mean, if you want
you're in
to,
like an
if you
office building, I
don't dress like a slut.
yeah, or even just like walking around in public, like if you're in Walmart, right?
And you got like booty shorts on or some shit.
Like it if you're like a straight woman and some girl is bending over next to you and you can see her pussy lips hanging out of her shorts, you're gonna look, right? Like, it's impossible not to. Your eyes just get drawn to it and you're like, wow, that's a thing that's happening. Like, I can see your ovaries right now. Why are you naked?
I mean, most
Like,
women
if you're a
nowadays
straight
are
guy and a dude's
bisexual.
cock is hanging out of his shorts, like, you're gonna look at it. And you're gonna be like, I don't really want to see this. Like, I would rather you have clothes on, you know?
It's
It
basically
makes
to the point.
everybody uncomfortable when anyone is
Now,
dressing
like, because
really
like I was saying, there
skimpily.
have been times where I have been in Walmart and there has been a fucking fat girl wearing fucking booty shorts, and I'm just like,
Hmm.
eh.
I don't even, like,
Which means,
obviously
don't get me
my
wrong.
man brain goes, I want to see pretty lady naked and I don't want to see ugly lady naked. But, like, I don't think it really matters the level of attractiveness either, right? Like, I think it's important that this was a supermodel that was told to put some clothes on because, like, she's hot, but put some clothes on. Like, people don't want to, like, when I go on a plane and if I have, like, kids with me or whatever, or even just adults that don't want to see other people naked, like, you know.
I mean, if you are wanting if you're a guy that doesn't get mad at the fact that a fucking grandma told a fucking really hot supermodel to put more clothes on, I would honestly think you're fucking gay.
No, yeah,
Because
as my brain definitely is like, I like seeing this and you took this away from me, you bastard. But I also think there's, like, you dress different for different occasions, and I think there's,
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, there's a time to dress like that and a time to not. But like, if I'm on a plane and you tell this supermodel who's like almost half naked to put more clothes on,
mhm,
I might bludgeon you to death. Cause like, I'd be like, yeah, show that body, do it good.
mhm.
Because like, people seem to think, oh, hey, yeah, all men are horn dogs and all that shit. But it's just like,
I mean, we
we are
are.
guys. We like seeing good shit.
Our brain
Like,
is wired to procreate.
our brains are wired to want a beautiful woman
Hmm.
and everything. It's just how we are. And people will be like, oh, well, they're just horn dogs. They're no better than anybody else.
Yeah.
I'll be like, yeah, first of all, shut your fucking mouth, you stupid liberal son bitch.
I also really want to point out, I really hate this argument that some, like, fucking rhino type Republicans like Mitch McConnell and whoever will use of, like, well, if
Fuck
you
Mitch
don't
McConnell.
want
He's a
guys
bitch.
grabbing on you or something, then don't dress like that. Like I hate that argument too. But like
Most women
people
will
should have some
dress like that.
self-respect, and if you don't want unwanted attention, you just shouldn't. You know, and I'm not saying it's good that guys are like harassing them or like assaulting them
No,
or whatever. Like that's
harassment.
terrible.
Oh no, fuck
But
that.
also
Harassment in
like
any regards is not okay.
it also doesn't really guys like that, they don't really need to see much. They don't really need to see anything to act like that.
They just need to.
You
They
know,
just want to know that they want the woman
like
and
if
they
a
don't disturb
Muslim
you.
woman in a full hijab that's completely
Celebrity.
covered and all you can see is like her eyelashes, uh, a guy that's like that is gonna talk like that to her too. You know, so for them it doesn't really matter. It's more of just
The fact that if they want a woman, they're gonna be a
yeah.
creep.
It's just modesty. You know, just
Now, if any guy
like, do
listens
you
to
want to
this
look at
stream,
everybody else naked? No, I don't either. So put some clothes on. Just be
that's like if
respectful.
if anybody watches this stream, if you do not treat women with respect, I will find your house and kill you. Women are
In
precious.
game.
I know, I'll fucking bludgeon somebody who
You will game
disrespects.
end them.
I will
If
turn
a
your
fucking dude
I will
disrespects a
turn your
woman
system off.
right in front of my face, I like if there is like no need for it. If a guy hits a woman in front
If
of me,
it
I'm going to
there's
fucking beat their ass.
yeah, there's a and that's the way it should be. There's this really bad string of like assaults that were happening in big cities. I think one happened in like Philadelphia in a subway. A woman uh a woman got like sexually assaulted on a subway, and there was a group of men around, and none of them did anything, and it got like recorded. And
Yeah.
it's a lot of that stems from like people talking about toxic masculinity. There's like sure somebody can be toxically masculine, you know, like the frat boy types that you know the
Yeah, you know, the
Chads,
people who just sleep around just to want to get
like
to see how high their
yeah,
body count can be.
like but having a certain level of is it toxic to beat the shit out of somebody because they are sexually assaulting a woman? Sure, it's toxic to
Well,
beat the
that's
shit out of
like
someone, but it's also good.
I don't understand like if you were to physically like guy fucking punches his girlfriend in the face right in front of you and you decide to
Hmm.
take matters into your own hand and beat the shit out of him, you would be the one going to jail.
You would, yeah,
It's
and that's
like
the fear.
that's the bullshit thing. And like if anybody were to ever become a cop and you know watch this video, like even that topic has probably been discussed many times that
Yeah.
it is bullshit trying to defend a lady's dignity because the fact that their fucking abusive boyfriend or whatever is being a fucking cunt and you do not appreciate it, especially if it's in front of you, and then you try to tell a cop, oh hey, yeah, you know, he was beating her and everything and I did not appreciate it.
Yeah,
But
like people
we'd be in
look
the
back at
wrong.
the Wild West and all this. They bring up like toxic masculinity in old America, and it's like, sure, there was some of that, but you know what happened to people that abused their spouses? And if you were a man and you abused your wife in the 1800s, they took you to a place called the whipping post, and they publicly beat you in front of the town, and the townspeople would publicly beat you.
Here, Mom, eat
Like,
this.
like that is good. Why is that good? Because not that women are like I'm gonna sound really toxic saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Like women need men to protect them.
And that
By
is
and
not.
large, it's most people nowadays are weak, and a lot of men need men to protect them as well. But like women are physically weaker, right? And
Women.
they're less violent, right? You have this like fight or flight reflex. A woman is far more likely to flight, and a man is
Yeah,
far more
they're
likely to
more
fight.
flight than fight.
There's hormonal differences and there's brain wiring differences and like
Now,
women, not all
if
women need protection from men obviously, but by and large, like if you see a woman getting assaulted by a man, you need to step in and protect her
you
from that
step
man.
in. I don't care. I will. if I were
The
to ever see
toxic
a woman,
masculinity is not the man protecting the woman. The toxic masculinity is the man
it's letting the
assaulting
shit
the
happen.
woman. Right.
And we're not saying that women are weak by any means or that we're being sexist. We're just saying basically that is how our genetics are.
If I see a
Women want
man getting assaulted by another man, I also want to step in and help that man. Like
I
it's
mean, that's just because either A, I
just
want
like
to
to
fucking
protect
fight
people.
too, or I just like helping people who need it.
Yeah.
But we're not saying
Sometimes I'm
women.
just in a bad mood and I'll see people throwing punches.
But we're not saying by any means that we're sexist or anything. We do not think men are more than women. But I do know as a scientific fact, it is a natural instinct of a woman, not a woman, a woman.
Women.
It is the natural instinct of a woman to want a strong man in her life to protect her, make her feel safe, and all that. It is just a
Provide for the
natural
children.
instinct.
It's evolution.
It's been that way since the
It's been that
dawn
way
of
for
fucking
millennia.
time.
Yeah.
It is
It's
how
this
it's.
idea of you look at this is a weird tangent, but it still applies. You look at like, have you seen the U.S. military or the U.S. Army and the Chinese Army got into like a TikTok battle where they were doing dances back and forth at
Yeah,
each
I've
other,
seen that.
and the men in China were like, I mean, they were like strong-looking men. You know, they were like what you would expect from an army. And on the American side, you had women, and they were like twerking or whatever. And it's like, I I mean, you know which group you would rather have in a war, right?
What?
Like, it's not the side of the U.S. Like, do you want the uncoordinated women who are, you know, trying to synchronize dance and are unable to? And it just looked bad from like a unit standpoint. They were not well gelled as a unit, and that's a problem. But then
Which I mean,
also you also had a
eh,
really weird, if you guys remember in like 2016, I think it was Alex Jones that broke it first, but there was a there was a weird program going on in the U.S. military where certain branches would send out men in the military and have them like do their runs in high heels and stuff and dresses to like demasculate them,
yeah, I remember that.
to make them more respectful of women or whatever, and like that, like who does that help? Does that
It
really
doesn't
do
help
anything?
anybody. You know, they sign up for the military to want to help defend the country, and then you're gonna over here and do that shit. I mean,
Devin, you're in the military. What would your response be if, when you were signing up, you saw
yeah,
that they
what
were
would your
doing that and you had to agree to that? What would you, what would your
and
thought
knowing that
process
you
be?
might get kicked out for your response though,
If it is not in unlawful order, I must oblige.
Right, but I'm saying at this point you haven't signed up yet and you're about to sign up and you see them doing that and you see that that's what you're
Yeah, if
going
you
to be
saw
doing.
them doing that, what would you do?
And they're going to send
I
you
mean,
on
if this was
retreats
younger me, I would
teaching
probably
you how to
dip
be
out and
less
be like,
white.
nah, college is more for me.
Yeah,
But like, if as like someone who's in now and has like grown up as an adult, I'll just be like, fuck it, whatever. I don't care anymore.
that's fair. The
It don't
people that
affect
the
me. It do not
most
bother me.
people that are like your age now, not that you're old, but like for just going into the military, you're kind of old. Most people that are just going into the military are 18, 19.
Come
They
here,
get in early, they
pussy.
get them to pay for their college and stuff, and then, you know, by the time you're in your early 20s, mid 20s, you kind of, at that point, you don't see a lot of new faces of that age going in.
Yeah.
You see some people going back at that age, but
I mean, you could always be like my brother who beat his wife. So.
Yo, sick.
that is, yeah, that is
Then
a
again,
problem.
we're also talking about my brother who is in the military who got pissy over the fact that I couldn't go get a tattoo with him and then blocked me and say we're not brothers. I mean, that is the kind of guy we are talking about because he's a fucking dumbass.
He's a pussy, yeah.
He's a dumbass.
I
Oh
won't
well,
be
you can't. You
vaccinated.
said
Has he had a really
No,
bad head injury by any chance?
God, I wish. No, that's just
yeah.
him. That's just him. He did not have a brain injury or
Hmm.
any means like that. He's just completely fucking stupid.
mute myself real quick and go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a bit.
How long is a bit? Because I
Come
might
here,
do
pussy!
unless we have another topic, I may do the ending of the podcast and end it there. Before you
I will
go.
let you both decide it. I don't really have a topic, so I'm going to go ahead and mute myself. Goodbye.
Okay, goodbye, my friend.
We were going to end off the podcast with, we were going to set up a dripstone thing to set up potions, because you can fill potions with dripstone. But the other world corrupted, and so we don't have that, and so we can't.
Man, ain't I just the fastest draw this side of New Hanover?
Delete that topic, because we talked about it.
Now, my
You got
question...
anything else you want to talk about? And it can be about anything. It doesn't have to be... Talk about, like, sports or something, or whatever.
Okay,
Me and Devin
well,
don't really talk
theory,
sports, because Devin doesn't watch sports, but...
In this theory, Zeke, I want to know, who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl? Who do you think's going to the Super Bowl in that
I am going to have to pull up
As long as it ain't the Buccaneers, I don't care.
I'm going to have to pull up the playoff bracket, because I don't even know who's
the
still
Rams
around.
are playing... Hold on, I know the Rams are playing the Buccaneers, and I think the Chiefs are... I think the Chiefs are in it.
I think so. I think they won their game.
I think they're playing Buffalo.
My original prediction was Raiders and Bills. Raiders are out now,
lost.
But yeah, the Bills are still actually in, which is really surprising to me.
I think it's the Bills and the Chiefs and the Rams versus the Bucks.
Right.
Either way, fuck Brady. I don't care.
The Rams are actually kind of a tough matchup for the Bucks. Their defense has been...
I mean, Tom Brady lost to a team. Got completely 9-0 without their actual star quarterback. Brady can't do shit if his team can't do shit. People are like, oh, Brady's a great quarterback. No, he fucking isn't. He's just got a bunch of people behind him.
Yeah, he's a great quarterback, but yeah. I think he's benefited pretty greatly from the systems he's been a part of. But
he has benefited greatly by...
To be fair, when he joined the Buccaneers, they were still the Succaneers, so... Yeah.
Yeah, but they also got fucking Gronk.
Yeah, Gronk did come out of... Is he still playing with them?
I think. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm trying to pull up the playoff bracket. Let's see what's happening.
The Buccaneers went from the Buccaneers to the Succaneers. Well, they were already the Succaneers. I mean...
Alright, that's not the bracket. That's just telling me the teams that are still in. God damn it. Or it's not a playoff bracket.
Who let the wiggles out? Who's had my wiggle out? Little wiggle out.
Why is this still the first round? I want to look at the second round.
Why do you want to look at the second round?
Hello, Devin.
Age of the Rebellion.
Devin is watching.
Republic, Age of Resistance.
So Kansas City beat Pittsburgh, right? The Bills beat the Patriots.
Yeah, that one was surprising. I ain't gonna lie. The fact that
did the Bengals? I think they probably did. Yeah, I think they did.
I don't think the Bengals were in the playoffs. Your team lost to the Rams.
Okay, so the Raiders beat the...
I'm looking at the...
Are we still in the first round, or are we in the second round?
I think we're in the second round.
Okay, yeah.
I was gonna say the Bengals haven't been in.
Because this is on their website. It's showing the fucking first round still, but it's not actually showing the results.
Road to the Super Bowl, NFL.com.
Voam. Red.
Yay, I got a bot in the stream. Hello, bot. Thank you for commenting. Vom.red. Very cool.
Oh, what the fuck? Hold on, Zeke. Divisional round. It's... Oh, no, the Bengals are still in. Bengals are playing... Divisional round, Bengals are playing Tennessee right now, 6-0 Bengals. San Francisco is playing the Packers tonight, which it looks like the Packers may have this one in the bag. I'm just on the NFL website, by the way. And then it also
I tried to pull
looks...
it up on the app, but it was...
Los Angeles
Sure,
Rams
love.
versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 12-5 Rams versus the 13-4 Buccaneers. Buffalo Bills versus Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, so yeah, that's all. There's the Bengals and the Titans. San Francisco versus Green Bay. Rams and Bucks, and then Bills and Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is my target here? Oh, to attack that cruiser.
Yeah, I don't even know who's still in. I'm gonna say the Bucks are making the Super Bowl because it's a safe bet. I don't even know. I'm trying to look at this and find matches so
I'd
I
say
can
Chiefs and
predict the individual matches.
I say Chiefs and Rams. The one that's really surprising is the Bengals. What the fuck are they doing in the
Chiefs
fucking
Rams would
playoff?
be a good Super Bowl, actually. I'd like to see that. The Rams are a hard matchup for the Bucks, so they can definitely beat them.
True.
Who's the 1 seed? The Packers are. Hello, Devin.
I'm currently trying to figure my way out of this.
So yeah, we got the 49ers and the Packers. Who's playing right now? Bengals, Titans. I can't believe that's a game that's happening in the playoffs. That's
Yeah,
right.
that one is really kind of surprising.
49ers and Packers. I think Packers are going to squash them. Rams and Bucks. You know what? I'll take the Rams. I think the Rams got it. I think they can do it.
Like I said, I'm gonna go for Rams and the
I think
Chiefs.
the Chiefs are probably going to beat the Bills. Are they in different conferences?
Man, somebody hit me with the Poe Dameron.
Yeah, I don't think the Bengals or the Titans are going to make it. I think
Yeah.
the Packers are probably making it through those games. I don't even know who fucking... I don't even remember what divisions these teams are in. I don't remember who's in the NFC and the AFC.
Bucks are in the same division as the Panthers and the Saints. I know that one off the top of my head.
Or the Chiefs and Bills in that division.
I got hit by
Or
the
in that
Poe Dameron.
conference.
Poe, stop sucking my ass. I need 2,000 points. I almost have enough to get my ships.
Last year was Bucks and Chiefs, wasn't it? Because I think I remember Mahomes being in the Super Bowl last year.
I think it was Bucks and Chiefs, I think.
Yeah. So I'm going to say... I don't know, man. The Packers are looking really good. The Packers are looking really good, even though Aaron Rodgers didn't want to be in Green Bay anymore. I feel like he's trying to prove a point.
Hell.
I feel like Aaron Rodgers, because he was trying to get out of Green Bay, and now he's stuck there, and he's like, fuck it, I'll just win a ring then. So
might as well. I mean,
yeah,
fuck.
it could very well end up being Bucks and Chiefs again in the Super Bowl. That'd be wild.
I don't want.
I would kind of like to see that just to see Mahomes get his revenge and beat Brady in the Super Bowl. I think that'd be a neat like passing of the torch.
It would be a nice little thing. Also, because honestly, just fuck Tom Brady. Motherfucker does not need to be playing still.
I have a problem with any man that kisses his son on the mouth. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
It's just weird. Don't do that.
Stop it. Get some
Get
help.
some help.
Stop it. That's fucking gay.
Now that Michael Jeffrey Jordan guy, that guy is that's a good lad. Not that Tom Brady fella.
Terrorists are freaking gay. Love how
Terrorism, cringe.
I destroyed a
Cringe terrorism versus based nationalism.
Cringe terrorism versus the Chad imperialism.
Oh man.
Come here,
So
midget
did you
man.
think anything to talk about while you were in the bathroom, Devin? Because if
Nothing
not, I might
crazy.
go on
I
a
found a
rant
bunch of
about the Los Angeles Lakers and their performance this season.
Whoa, wait. That might be an interesting topic.
So the Lakers,
Because
Devin.
I'm a bit of a Lakers fan. Pack the vinegar engines. 15 seconds.
The Lakers had that one guy, whose middle name was Bean. You might know him. Bean guy.
man.
Good old Kobe Bean. Yeah, so the Lakers, right? They've got quite a few future Hall of Famers on their team, right? Anthony Davis is kind of the one guy that I'll add him in there, even though he's fucking injured all the time. He's already been put on the NBA's top 75 players of all time list, even though he's injured all the time, because he's just great. I don't think he should be on that list, I'll be honest, but it is what it is. So he's probably a future Hall of Famer. They got LeBron James, who they really want to say is the greatest of all time, so obviously. Carmelo Anthony's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's never really had a ton of success in his career in terms of like championships and stuff. He's never won
God
one, but
damn it.
he's consistently for the first like 6 years of his career, he was consistently at the level of LeBron James. I think he should have probably been Rookie of the Year over LeBron. Maybe, if not him, maybe Dwayne Wade. I
Well,
thought
see,
LeBron
people
was
would just say
the
you're a
third
heretic.
best rookie of that year, but I just being honest. But yeah, Carmelo Anthony's a future Hall of Famer. Dwight Howard, for a long time, was a 20 and 15 guy. Like 20 points, 15 rebounds. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Russell Westbrook has more triple doubles in history than anybody by a pretty wide margin. And he averaged a triple double in 2 back-to-back seasons. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. They got a lot of really great players, right? Pretty talented basketball players. As of right now, their record is 1 under 500. 500 being like same number of wins as losses. It's like a percentage out of 1,000 basically that you're winning your games. They're one game below 500 with all those players. And the reason for this is because one, they're all fucking old. Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James both came into the league in 2004, I want to say. They either got drafted in 03 or 04. I don't remember which, if I'm being honest. Same year as Dwayne Wade. But I think 03 maybe they got drafted in. But regardless, they've been around for a while. They're both old. Dwight Howard, I believe, has been in the league longer than both of them. He's old. Russell Westbrook is probably, I think he's a little bit older than Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is their younger player, but he's always injured, so basically old. Russell Westbrook is kind of their most like prime player. He's probably the one that's still in his prime, if any of them are. And he's like 33, 34, something like that, which isn't old, but it's not young for a basketball player. You know what I mean? Like LeBron James is 38 or whatever, and they call him grandpa. Like, it's pretty old for basketball. So, yeah, you got a bunch of old guys. And when you have a bunch of old guys, their defense isn't very good. Dwight Howard is the best defender on that team by a mile, but he can't do everything on his own, and he's also not very fast, so he's not going to guard the perimeter. The problem is not necessarily that they're not good at defending, it's that they're lazy. And the reason they're lazy is because they're old, and they need to conserve their energy to be good on offense. Because you can't win if you don't score points. So, yeah, their defense, fucking atrocious. Anytime there's a young player that just has a little bit of hustle on the offensive end, like Ja Morant, he just torches them for like 45 points or something, and you go, well, damn, not very good at defending, are they? Yeah, so their defense is a big problem. Their offense, they don't really synergize well at all because LeBron James does his best work close to the basket because he's big and he's athletic and, you know, he's not the best shooter. He's an okay shooter, but he's not the best.
Right.
So he does his best work at the like close to the basket. He's actually been decent from three this season. He's averaging like 35% from three or something this season, which is pretty good for somebody that's 6'9". It's not incredible. You know, he's not a Larry Bird, but he's pretty good.
More of a Larry King.
He's a terrible free throw shooter. He's like a career 65% free throw shooter or something fucking horrible. But it is what it is because he does so much else. He's a great passer and that stuff. But then you've also got Russell Westbrook, who was brought onto the team because he's a great player, and so he could take away some of the offensive load from LeBron James, so LeBron could focus a little more on defense. Here's the problem. Russell Westbrook, offensively, is like the exact same player as LeBron James. So when you put them both on the court together, neither one of them are very good shooters, right? They're both pretty good passers, but Russell Westbrook averages so many turnovers. He's averaging like 4 turnovers a game this season, which is just absurd. You do not need to be turning the ball over that much. But yeah, so you have these two guys who both do their best work close to the basket. Except Russell Westbrook hasn't even been doing that well this season. He's been missing layups. So, what do you do? But you have these two guys who both do their best work close up to the basket. And you pair them with Anthony Davis, who likes to play center, but has been pushed over to a power forward role, who is also not a very good shooter, but he's really good close up to the basket. So you have 3 guys now who are good close up to the basket. And so you think, okay, I need some guys to space out the floor, right? So I'll pick up like a point guard that's a good 3-point shooter, and I'll pick up a shooting guard that's a good like catch and shoot player, right? Here's the problem. Your point guard is Russell Westbrook. And if your point guard isn't Russell Westbrook, it's LeBron James, who's a power forward, but he plays point guard, like a Magic Johnson or something, right? So there's no spacing of the floor. Like, there's guys that sit out at the 3-point line, but they're not good shooters, and so sometimes the defending team just won't defend them. And they'll be like, I dare you to shoot it. Like, fucking shoot it. And then Russell Westbrook shoots, and he misses. And they go, ha ha, we let you shoot and you missed. Get wrecked.
Man, that's just a severe case of psychological warfare. Go ahead, shoot it. Bet you miss. Huh, you fucking dumbass.
And then here's this problem with the media, right? With the NBA media. They'll talk about how great LeBron James is and how bad Russell Westbrook has been doing. And you know what? Russell Westbrook has been playing pretty bad. You know what the problem is? He's always played this bad. That's just Russell Westbrook. Like, his stats look great. You look at his stat lines, and he's like a 20, 11, and 11 guy, right? He'll go out there and get you 20, 22 points. He'll get you 10 or 11 rebounds and assists. Like, his stats will look really good. You know how many turnovers he averages per game for his career? About 4. His stats are pretty normal this season. Like, his stats are pretty normal this season. That's just Russ.
Didn't you say there were like 2 games where he had more than 10 turnovers?
Yeah, I know there was at least one that he had 10. I think there was a second one that he had 10. It might have only been 9, but yeah. He's, like, half of his games this season, he's had 5 or more turnovers. He's averaging 4, so, yeah. Probably 4.5. He's not been doing all that great. But, like, that's just Russell Westbrook. But then they'll say, like, oh, LeBron James is doing so great, he can't do it all on his own. LeBron's missed a ton of games this season, and Russell Westbrook has been there every game. He hasn't missed a single one. So, who's really carrying the load, right? But then here's the other thing. They talk about how great LeBron James has been on defense. Just go watch a Lakers game sometime. Just go watch it. You'll see 90% of the time LeBron's standing there on the baseline and somebody just walks past him and he like puts his hands on his head or whatever and complains to his teammates, and then he goes back on offense and does something. And then in like the middle of the third quarter, he'll get this crazy fucking block where he jumped up like 30 feet in the air to get, and the media will go, oh my God, he's so great. Look at this old man going out here and still playing defense. It's like, he let a guy walk past him 10 times this game. What do you mean he's playing good defense? He got 1 block, and so all of a sudden that makes up for it? Like, what? Which leads me to my main point on LeBron's defense. He's not a good defender. He's just athletic enough to make highlight plays. That's LeBron James on defense. If he wanted to be a better defender, he could be. He just chooses not to be. Which actually leads me to another point in the GOAT debate with LeBron James. If he wanted to be the greatest player of all time, he could be. But he's not. Like, he's athletic enough and he's got the basketball IQ. He could be undeniably the greatest of all time. He's just not, though.
But why would he want to?
Like, he's just not. He just didn't take it personal like Michael Jordan did, you know? Michael Jordan came in and they were like, oh, well, Larry Bird's just the greatest of all time, isn't he? Magic Johnson, when Larry Bird retired, was like, oh, well, that was the best player ever, wasn't it? That was pretty good. And Michael said, I took that personally, and then averaged 37 points a game for a season in the slowest era of basketball. It's like, fuck. But yeah, the Lakers are, they're doing bad. They built this super team of future Hall of Famers, and they might not even make the playoffs, and that makes me laugh. I don't like watching people fail. But when people do something really stupid, and I go, well, this team lineup isn't going to work, is it? Because you don't have any shooters. You space out the floor a little bit, give people room to work with. And you need some people that are young and are going to play good defense. Because, you know, the older you get, the less stamina you're going to have, and it's just harder to play defense. As, you know, you would prefer to play offense and get points, so you just kind of let defense slide a little bit. It just happens. So you need those young players who are going out there with something to prove and, you know, play defense. Which they had when they won their championship in 2020. with like Kyle Kuzma and they had some guys there. But all of the guys that they dropped to make this trade for Russell Westbrook and to get Carmelo Anthony, all of those guys they dropped are doing incredible now. So, yeah.
So it's definitely kind of an oof moment.
Yeah, I had a comment pop up at the same time that you said that, so I didn't hear you at all.
Also, I'm impressed you managed to make it all the way up here.
I just mined.
Yeah, I found your tunnel.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Are you up here with me? I'm walking around. You are up here with me. Hello.
Hello. I'm finished mining. I got some diamonds and stuff.
Isn't the view great from up here?
So is that the end of the podcast?
If you guys want it to be, I do not care.
Can't be.
I mean, that was a good. Fucking, how long were we streaming?
Probably about like a good
about an hour 45.
That was close.
Damn.
Yeah. No, that was good. We talked about stuff and
we had a good time.
The sports talk at the end kind of dragged a little bit, but that's how it goes.
Yeah, tell me
Devin
about it.
doesn't know sports ball, so
Okay.
y'all should start watching MMA because I would like to talk about MMA on the podcast. I want someone to talk about it with. Watch UFC.
For you to see.
Oh my god. Where? Who? Why? What even?
Take one. Place it in the dirt.
What are? Whoa. That
It
is
is
so
so pretty.
neat. It is.
Whoa.
You have it set to keep inventory, right?
Mm-hmm.
We
Also,
should all we should jump to end the podcast.
Come back to me for a sec. And then you place one of these on and it matches.
Oh.
Kind of. Hang on, wait, I have a better match. Give me a sec. Ta-da! This big tree.
Oh my god. That's
Make
so
one
nice.
of each, my friend. You can break with fist, it's fine.
Me.
You lost both of them, didn't you?
I see them both, but yeah.
You should be able to parkour your way down. It's fine.
Yeah, but then I would have to parkour my way back up. So, what spot looks like we would fall the furthest? Is there water down there?
Believe so.
I might try to live this jump then. All right. Well, any signing off for the podcast from you two before I end it?
Go watch Ed, Edd n Eddy. It's a good show.
Jeff, anything from you?
Wah.
Heard.
All right.
Did you already jump?
No.
I saw something go off on the side of my screen. I was like, what the fuck?
Oof. Yeah.
I'm ready to jump
don't
when
really
you
have
are.
anything either, to be honest.
Yo.
If you all want to check, hello, Joe. I was just about to end the cast. If you wanna catch the next one, then subscribe, turn on notifications, that stuff.
I was just about to sleep. Hi.
Hello, you were about to sleep. What? Oh yeah, you live over in Europe land or that time zone. Yeah, I remember. Right. Well, I'm gonna jump, and all right, Devin, you want to count us down for jump?
All right. T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I made it.
I did as well.
Hey.
That was That was pretty good. All right,
like
subscribe.
that.
Come back for a future podcast. Bye. Jeff, Devin, say bye.
Bye, my friend.
I'm gonna drown.
Bye.